Hello again. I'm Brooke from Revero.health, and thank you again for joining us at the Success Stories. And today I'm very happy to introduce Hamid, who's going to explain what his carnivore experience has been. Hi, Hamid, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
Hamid is speaking to, I'm in California, but Hamid is speaking to us from Germany. And I think sometimes there might be a little bit of lag time with the audio. We'll see how it goes. So thank you again, Hamid, for joining us and sharing your carnivore experience with us and all our listeners. So let me just ask you, how and why did you turn to a carnivore diet?
First of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm 25 years old, Iranian living in Germany. My story of becoming as we get into the carnivore that is a little bit maybe different than the others. So actually, I've been doing sports since I'm 15 years old, and I was playing basketball. I was a sprinter for a while, and I was doing pretty well. But once, one time I told myself that I need a little bit more muscles to bulk up, and just a normal college bro, I went to YouTube or other stuff to see how to bulk up. And I was at that time about 75 kilo, and I started using whey and other supplements to bulk up. So I went up to about 99 kilo. I was doing well, but I still had some issues. I mean, one of the major issues that I had was depression. And the second one was actually my sleep, which literally bothered me all the time. So after a while, I noticed that a diet can be very important to change all the problems that I have. I saw an interview from Dr. Paul Saladino that's talking about diet can even be more helpful than the drugs in case of depression and the other things. So I noticed that I have to change something in my diet because I was eating a lots of carbs and all this stuff, but still I was fit because I was doing really everyday sports. But as I said, I had these issues already. So what happened to me was actually just asking around, ask the people around me, what can I change in my diet to get a little bit improvement? And just like the other guys who are living in Germany, if you just open the TV and just go up to Instagram, everybody almost telling that vegan diet and meat is bad. I remember I saw a post in Instagram, which is already right there, and it is right there now as well. And in this post was what happened to your body if you eat meat. And I had a lots of concerns about the cancer, about the heart attack, and all this stuff. And my friends all around me start to tell me you have to cut meat from your diet to get that health improvement. And as an Iranian, eating meat is actually one of our part of our culture. I mean, we sacrifice an animal when a baby came to world. We sacrifice an animal when somebody survived an accident. We try to provide meat for our guests, and it is just part of our culture. I've never seen a vegan or vegetarian in the time that I lived in my country. I lived 23 years old in my country. I've never seen even one vegan or vegetarian whatsoever. So after this, guys, all my friends around me, all the media told that yeah, I have to go vegan to get healthy. I said, okay, I will give a chance to vegan diet to see what happened to me. So after a while, I started to cut actually meat and all the dairy because I love dairy from my diet. And actually, the vegan diet was the triggering point for me to get into carnivore diet because after that, I noticed all the problems that I had is not getting better, even worse. And that was the point I asked myself, are you sure that's the way to go? And I asked one of my friends because I remember for the first time that I drank oat milk, I was about to throw up. And I asked this guy, are you sure it is better than real milk? And he tried to explain me, yeah, red milk is bad for you, making cancer and something like that. And to be honest, I don't need to be a nutritionist to understand which food is bad for me. I can just eat that food and try it on my body. And when I
Exactly.
eat a
Very
food
good.
and I
Yes.
just throws up, it's not the right food for me. You can show a bunch of study for me. Yeah, you can show me a bunch of study, but I tried that. It's not gonna work for me. And that was the point of health. So there are another points of vegan diet which was actually for me a little bit important. So one of them is environmental issues and ethical issues. As a person who is studying environmental management in Germany, so I was never convinced that vegan diet can be good for environmental, and meat is definitely bad. So it's highly depend what kind of meat you eat. As a person who came from Iran, I saw all the grass-fed sheep. So treating animals in my country in an industrial way has no economic profits, and therefore we saw all the time this grass-fed sheep and all the stuff. And I highly believe that uh, this one is not actually against environmental. This is something that we do good for environmental. And the other thing is, so I noticed that the vegan diet in his own is actually industry. So blaming one industry to pricing another industry is not something that we have to do.
You make
And
some
the
very good
second thing that I
points.
literally
Yeah.
noticed was the cultural point.
You make some very good
Yeah.
points about the
The
environment.
another thing was actually the culture point.
Yes.
Yeah. So about the culture, I would say, as I told, as an Iranian, eating meat is one of our culture. And I remember once I showed a picture of our food or this story of sacrificing animals around me start to say me that's gross, that's not good, as that's not something. I told it's the way that we've been living since years. And every time I see such kind of ideology who want to teach me something, and I ask myself, is that the right thing? And these 3 points, so which I call for myself vegan intolerance and the environmental lies that all around the world is telling that the vegan diet is the way to go. But in my opinion, it is actually another form of industry, can be more dangerous than the industrial meat. I think even in carnivore community, we are against treating animals bad. We all human and we just want to treat animals good. And if it's really our goal, let's try and make it. And these 3 points actually, aside for health issues, make me to think twice about the vegan diet. Is that really way to go? So I told myself, you cut all the animal-based proteins and animal-based food from your diet, and it's not getting any better. So why not cut all the plants off your diet? And at that time, I got into the carnivore diet. I followed Dr. ShawnBaker and started to actually do carnivore diet. I remember that was the time that I was literally depressed. I lost all my gains. I was about 70 kilo and really thin. And I told myself this time I'm gonna bulk up, but not with whey protein, not with plants, just only with meat. And just right after that, I noticed that something is changing in my body, which I actually gonna share with you guys. So one of them that I literally noticed was actually my sleep. So I actually noticed that my sleep literally getting better and better and better, not just in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality as well. And the second thing was actually my recovery. So like everybody who goes to gym and then can eat whey protein, I'm not against whey protein, but I'm telling eating meat is just another level. It's just another thing because the package that you import to your body is just different. And I literally noticed the more cholesterol I eat, the more healthier I get my brain, my cognitive science, everything is getting better. And I'm happy. I'm not actually depressed anymore. And it was so, for me, so actually amazing that I can't even describe. And another thing was energy level. So to be honest, after a while, I noticed I have a lot of energy. I came from work and I go to the gym again and I'm sometimes I ask myself why I was all the time actually tired when I was eating a lots of carbs, and what happened to my body. I am the same person. I actually track my performance in the sport. As I said, I've been doing this sport since years. And yeah, the second thing is actually information in this term, in terms of sports. So I literally notice my joints and everything is getting better when I am actually on carnivore diet. And the other things is actually the testosterone level. I think every athlete all around the world can actually judge his testosterone level, not with going to an experiment, just with himself. I mean, I literally noticed that from my energy level, from the weight that I'm lifting, from anything else that indicate to me that your testosterone is actually high. And another thing is fat to muscle ratio. So I actually worked up relatively lean. I mean, I don't have any fat, but in my last World Cup, I bulked up, but I still had a little bit belly fat. I'm not saying that much, but a little bit. But I noticed that you can literally bulk up clean on a carnivore diet. And right now, I'm introducing a little bit carbs to my diet, but I have actually that feeling that I'm getting a little bit fat. When if this fat go up, I will go to 100% carnivore diet, and I literally noticed that I'm getting lean again.
It
And
sounds great.
yes, that was my
Hamid,
experience on carnivore diets.
Hamid, let me just interject in here. It sounds like there's markedly improvement in all areas. It's numerous areas of your life. It's so good to hear. I'm wondering if you could explain to us what exactly, how everyone does it differently. How are you eating now? What is a typical day for you in what you're eating?
So, good question. I mean, I wake up, for me, breakfast is really important. So it's for me very important to start my day with meat. And it's just amazing. It's just make me all the day having energy. And I remember one guy, one of my friends asked me, so he was a little bit fat and he wanted to actually get a little bit lean, and asked me, what can I do? And I just said, eat 700-gram steak for the breakfast. It's going to fix everything. And he didn't believe on me, but right now he's doing that and telling me, yeah, that's amazing. So I start my day with steak or liver. And for the second actually meal, I eat either eggs or again steaks, but this time with a little bit cheese. And I have just 2 meals a day, and I eat a few bananas before I go to training, and I eat a few bananas after training, bananas or apple. And after I came back from training, I started to eat a little bit dairy and other actually carnivore foods.
Sounds great. So it
So
sounds like you
basically a
include,
little bit maybe yogurt. Yeah.
yeah, so you include meats and dairy and eggs, a little bit of fruit and a variety of dairy. And I also hear that you include organ meats such as liver, which is fantastic. And so it sounds like
Liver, yeah.
I'm wondering, do you eat seafood and do you drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee. I drink coffee just in the days that I want to do my maximum actually in the gym. So maybe once in 2 weeks, I just drink a little bit coffee and I go to the gym because it's stimulate a little bit more energy. But I know that's fake. I know that's gonna harm my body, but it's something that maybe I should actually not do anymore. And yes, it's about coffee, but what was the other thing that you said? Actually, I forgot.
Seafood.
So
Seafood.
seafoods, I eat just salmon, but not that much. I mean, once in months maybe, just to actually change a little bit this uh, steaks with other stuff. But I eat a lots of eggs. I mean, basically, in average, I'm eating at least 500-gram meat a day and 7 eggs a day.
Very good. It sounds excellent. Um, do you what would you say to someone who is considering a carnivore diet?
I mean, in terms of sports, for all the guys who are lean and who are fat, and they wanna just get into the shape. I highly recommend carnivore diet, especially for the fat guys. I would say for the obese guys, 100% carnivore diet gonna work for 100%. And for the lean guys, maybe a little bit fruits can be beneficial. But I mean, for me, carnivore diet just is like a reset for my body. When I go 100% carnivore, it is just I reset my body from all the chemicals that I was eating. It is just a basic diet. And anything beside meat and liver and dairy for me is just extra stuffs, which I don't need actually. And yes, I would say just try it, just give it a chance, just go for 1 month carnivore diet. If it works for you, so great, do that more. I'm not against vegan diet. And at that time that I was vegan, I'm not telling that vegan diet is like that. All I'm saying is that everybody should be honest to himself. Everybody should not lie himself. I eat that food. If it's really make you feel bad, why would you eat that again?
Yes.
And if vegan diet works for you, so go ahead and do that. But I highly doubt if it works for everybody. So my recommendation is that just try, just give a chance, just be open to this diet, give a chance and see the results. If it's not work, so do whatever you like.
Excellent, excellent suggestion. I just want, knowing a little bit about Germany myself and that you live in Germany, I'm wondering if you eat pork as well, because pork is so common and popular in Germany, or do you stick with ruminant meat like lamb and beef?
So basically, I try to avoid pork and chicken. Actually, for me, beef is the first source, and for that, I actually I study nutrition for myself. I mean, separately beside my study, and for some reasons, I try to avoid pork and chicken, or at least not actually overeat that. So I try to keep myself on beef, especially in Germany. Pork is very cheap compared to beef, but my recommendation is actually beef. At least it's better for me.
Yes, I see. Beef and lamb too, red meat. Do you eat
Yeah.
lamb?
I cannot find that in Germany that
Uh-huh,
much, but
uh-huh.
if I find, sure, I will do that.
Yes, okay. It sounds like
I mean,
it's been a perfect kind of transition for you, and you've been doing it, I think you said about 8 or 9 months now, and it sounds like you're planning to continue as it continues to work for you. Is that true?
yeah, as I said, it's just a reset for my body. And if you see my pictures, I mean, I was about 74 kilo, and I went up to 104 kilo without taking any PDs, any stuff, just eating red meat. I didn't even take whey protein. I mean, maybe once in a while, once in 1 month or 2 weeks, but when I don't find any red meat, I will do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, everybody see me and telling that you're using something, but I'm not using something. And my recommendation to these people is just give a chance to carnivore diet. I mean, the package of meat. I mean, I eat my meat with a little bit fat, and this fat, along with the protein of meat, you're gonna fix everything. Your testosterone, your protein, your lean body mass. It's improved literally. And
Good
yeah,
for
just give it a
you.
chance. I mean, for me it's just a reset. If I do something else one day, if I get out of shape, I will do carnivore diet for another time, and for 2 months, 3 months, and then get into shape again. And as I said, this
Yes.
is just basic point.
Yes, very good. It's the magic of red meat, I think, how wonderful it is for us. Great.
Yeah, but sadly in Germany and in Europe, I mean, I actually got into this trick as well. If you open the media, you will see at least 3, 4 posts of different famous actually media in Germany, which is literally telling eating meat is cancer, eating meat is heart attack, eating meat is death and that. And I'm just asking myself, I'm doing well. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm right now doing powerlifting. I sprint less than 12 seconds. I'm literally fit. I'm doing well. But how come that red meat makes me sick? So
Yes, it
on
sounds
the
like they're
reverse side, it makes me actually healthy.
lying to us, doesn't it?
I don't know what's behind that, but
Who
I
knows?
mean,
Who knows?
who knows? But all I'm saying is, as just like me, that I'm not against vegan diet. I just give a chance to vegan diet, try that, and I just noticed, no, I'm just struggling to keep myself alive on this diet. I see no improvement. I can't track my performance as an athlete. I see no improvement. I'm just telling to every vegan, every vegetarian, and everyone in this world, just be open to your diet and try many things and see what works for you.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure carnivore diet gonna work for the obese person, gonna work for the lean person, and it's really, really great starting point to cut all the crabs for your diet and see the results.
Excellent. Well, I'm really glad that you stumbled onto it, Hamid, and I'm glad that it's working for you and you're having such great results. And you're such a great spokesperson for how one can take care of their own health and find through their own experience what works for them. And that's what's important, is direct experience. So thank you, Hamid. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to be here and giving me a chance to share my experience. And I hope it was positive for the people.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, and continue on in good health.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Join Revero.health for a 30-day free trial to get access to live Q&A with VIP guests, social community meetings, member discounts, low-carb healthcare providers list, forum, workouts, monthly challenges, early access to podcasts, recipes, carnivore diet guide, fasting guide, shred guide, and much more.